Significant other. In the high-energy physics labs of the Jijine Institute, they called it quantum entanglement. In the oral histories of the Dogon, it was the story of the Nomo. But in the sacred language of the Akan, the concept had a different name. Sankofa Momoa, the soul mirror. It was the unbreakable bond between two sovereigns whose souls were forged in the same cosmic event. They were Osei and Adowa, the twin pillars of the Asante Dominion. He was the king of the golden stool, the living embodiment of his people's will and the earth's stability. She was the queen of the ivory matrix, the architect of their culture's memory and the navigator of its future. They did not rule side by side, they ruled back to back, a single sovereign entity with two fronts, two specializations, one unbreakable core. His crown was a marvel of geothermic engineering, its intricate patterns channeling the deep, patient energy of the continent itself. The elephant motif on his shoulder was not merely symbolic, it was a direct neural interface with the bioacoustic network that linked the great animals of the savannah, making him the ear of the land. Her headpiece was a crystalline lattice, a receiver for the ancestral data streams that flowed through the ionosphere. The layered necklaces she wore were not gold, but orichalcum, a programmable metal that stored the genetic memories and technological blueprints of 100 generations. She was the mind of the people. They stood now in the Nexus Chamber, back to back, as was their station. A territorial dispute with the floating city-states of the Sahara was escalating into a potential energy war. A faction of purists demanded isolation, while the technocrats called for preemptive strikes. Osei, his back pressed firmly against Adowa's, felt the tremor in the earth. He felt the unease of the herds, the subtle shift in seismic plates caused by distant sonic drills. He grounded the panic, his energy flowing into the foundation of the palace, a low, steadying hum. Adowa, her mind linked to his through the contact of their spines, received his raw, sensory data. She filtered it through 10 millennia of historical precedent, strategic analysis, and ethical calculus. She saw the potential futures branching out like a tree: war, famine, stagnation, or a third path. A path of resonant frequency that could shatter the enemy's drills without harming a single soul. They did not speak. They did not need to. A decision crystallized in the space between them, born of his grounded strength and her celestial foresight. As one, they acted. Osei channeled the earth's power up through his body, a surge of raw, golden energy. Adowa shaped it, focusing it through her crystalline crown, transforming brute force into a precise, invisible wave of sonic negation that rippled out across the continent. The threat was neutralized. The balance was preserved. They were the living proof that the most significant bond is not about facing the same direction, but about guarding all directions as one. He was her anchor to the real. She was his compass to the possible. Together, they were not just a king and queen. They were a complete system, a sovereign circle, the ultimate significant other.